Hi, good day. I am Teacher Angela, your teacher in English for academic and professional purposes, and I welcome you all in our virtual class. This video lesson was uploaded and may be viewed from the following electronic platforms. We have Facebook, YouTube, and Messenger. May I refer you to the links displayed on your screen. I also prepared a video transcription of this video lesson. It highlights words as they are spoken in time with the video. The video transcription document was already posted in wordpress.com and in our group chat. This will come in handy in cases of poor internet connectivity and electrical interactions. The video transcription will also aid learners who are deaf or with hearing impairments, and learners who are located within sound prohibition environments. Your output in today's lesson will serve as your attendance. In case you were not able to watch this video lesson because of but not limited to unavailability of internet connection, ailments, or work-related reasons, please feel free to contact me through my phone number displayed on the screen so I could visit you at your home to hand you over the hard copy of the simplified self-learning modules. Your parent may also see me at the grade 12 faculty office to have the hard copy of the SSLN or the soft copy of this video lesson. Rest assured that we will practice the wearing of face mask, the hand washing, and of course, let us observe the social distancing during the midterms. Before we'll dive into our new lesson, let us go over the points that were taught and you have learned previously in the form of the review worksheet. So all you have to do is fill out the review worksheet form by answering the guide questions displayed on your screen. So the questions are, what are the topics that were discussed in your previous lesson? Number 2, which activities from the previous lesson that you really enjoyed answering the questions or doing the task? And number 3, from the topics and activities of the previous lesson, what new ideas and insights have you gained, and how do you see the importance of this in your future career? So the answer to this question, number 1, number 2, and number 3, will be placed respectively to column number 1, number 2, and number 3 of the review worksheet. In our previous lesson, we learned so much about the language used in academic texts. Today, we will have another fruitful discussion on how information is organized in an academic text. But let us first set the learning standards. At the end of this video lesson, you will be able to identify the text structure of a given passage. Number 2, appreciate the importance of text structure in creating and understanding arguments. And number 3, create a graphic organizer based from the text structure of a given passage. To bring clarity to what you already know and what you should learn further, you will have your first activity. So all you have to do are, first, read the passages displayed on your screen. Then next, observe how the ideas were arranged. Then, jot down all your observation on a separate sheet of paper. To draw you closer to the main topic, we will analyze what you did in Activity 1 by answering the process question. So we have 3 questions here. First, what are the similarities and differences of the 2 passages? Number 2, which of the 2 passages has well-organized outline of information? And number 3, how the ideas and information were arranged in each passage. So text structure refers to how information is organized in a passage. Mastering text structure helps you create and understand arguments because it provides focus and direction in the details in the academic paper, which helps to ensure that the stated purpose is achieved. With a clear and organized flow of ideas, the reader can easily understand and remember the information being presented. For these reasons, it is important that you are exposed to the various patterns of organization. So these are the common patterns of organization used in academic writing. First, we have the chronological, cause and effect, compare and contrast, problem solution, advantages, disadvantages, sequence, process, and spatial descriptive. So let's proceed to the first pattern of organization, the chronological. From the term chronos, which means time, it arranges information according to the progression of time, either forward or backward. I have here an example of a passage which all of us can relate to, which depicts an example of chronological pattern of organization. So please read it with me. From 1843 to 1844, a provincial fort was built in a small village named Pasangan. In 1845, Governor-General Claveria ordered the construction of a new port, the Fort Isabela II. It was completed in 1848. In 1851, during the Spanish colonization, the village was renamed Isabela, after Queen Isabel II of Spain. In 1851, the Mindanao Administrative District was created. Basilan Sulu became the 6th district, with Isabela de Basilan as the capital. In 1953, Basilan was divided into 3 districts, Malusu, Lamitan, and Isabela District. In 1948, Basilan became a chartered city. Isabela became the political, commercial, and economic center of the island. In 1975, Isabela Municipality was created along with other 6 municipalities. And in 2001, Isabela starts cityhood. So this passage is about the colonial history of Basilan. So all you have to do, using the graphic organizer displayed on your screen, you have to arrange the information in the passage from the earliest event in time down to the recent event in time. So let's proceed to the next pattern of organization, the cause and effect. Cause and effect shows the different causes and effects of various conditions. So one example of condition here is the water scarcity or water shortage. So let me read the passage. Water scarcity is a deficiency of adequate water resources. We are now experiencing water shortage. Some of the contributing factors to water scarcity are climate change, water overuse, water pollution, and increase in population. As you can see, I placed number before the term climate change, water overuse, water population, and increase in population. It is because these are the causes. As mentioned, these are the contributing factors to the effect, which is the water shortage. So using the graphic organizer displayed on the screen, you have to identify in the passage what is or what are the causes and what are the effects. So the graphic organizer is just an example. So as you can see here, you only have one effect. Sometimes, depending on the condition, you will have multiple causes, and at the same time, you may have multiple effects. So it depends upon the condition. So you have to identify the cause and effect in a specific condition in a passage. So let's jump into our next pattern of organization, which is the compare and contrast. It arranges information according to how two or more things are similar to or different from one another. So I have here an example of a compare and contrast passage. So I marked the passage with letter S for similarities and D for differences. So let us read. Linux and Windows are both operating systems. Computers use them to run programs. Linux is totally free and open source, so users can improve or otherwise modify the source code. Windows is proprietary, so it costs money to use and users are prohibited from altering the source code. So the words which I marked as, such as operating systems and to run programs, these are the similarities of Linux and Windows. Meanwhile, they differ in terms of Linux is totally free and open source, so users can improve and modify the source code. While the Windows is proprietary, so it costs money to use and users are prohibited from altering the source code. So that is an example of compare and contrast. So you may use the graphic organizer displayed on the screen to arrange the ideas or information within the passage. So next, let's proceed to our next pattern of organization, the problem solution. So in a passage with a text structure of problem solution, the problem is described while the solution or the response to the problem is proposed or explained. So we have here an example of problem solution. Many people die each year in road accidents involving drugs or alcohol. So the problem here is the road accident involving drugs or alcohol. Lives could be saved if our city adopts a free public tricycle service. So the solution here proposed by the writer is to have a free public tricycle service. So by providing such a service, we could prevent intoxicated drivers from endangering themselves or others. So as you can see in the graphic organizer displayed on your screen, we only have one problem and we only have one solution. The graphic organizer here is just an example. You can have one problem and multiple solutions, and you can also have one problem with one solution, such as the example given. So let's jump into our next pattern of organization, the advantages and disadvantages. So it organizes information about a topic by dividing it up into its good and bad parts, or pros and cons. So our topic here, we have the online banking. It is an electronic payment system. So accordingly, some of its advantages are it is fast and efficient. The funds get transferred from one account to the other very fast, and you can also manage several accounts easily through internet banking. So by the way, internet banking and web banking are other terms for online banking. And accordingly, its disadvantages is your information may be shared out to several devices, making it more at risk. So if you will present the advantages and the disadvantages uh, of a specific topic, the reader will be able to weigh their preference based on the given information in the advantage and disadvantages. So next, let's proceed to sequence or process writing. So it arranges information according to a step-by-step sequence that describes a particular process. So we have an example here how to make a refreshing lemon juice with these quick and easy steps. First, so step 1, we have to prepare all the necessary ingredients. So what are the ingredients? We have lemons, liter of water and sugar. Step 2, squeeze all the lemons in a jar. And then step 3, add the sugar. Step 4, add 1 liter of water. And step 5, mix it together and enjoy. So that is an example of sequence and process writing. So you have here an example of graphic organizer. Again, I would like to emphasize that it is just an example. Okay, so it may have step 5, step 10, depending on the steps or the process in a given passage. So it depends. You have to analyze and think and evaluate. Okay? So we have here the last but not the least pattern of organization, the spatial descriptive writing. It arranges information according to how things fit together in physical space. So it can be from top to bottom or from left to right or right to left. It depends. So I have here an example of spatial descriptive writing. When you walk into my bedroom, so the bedroom here is the main topic. There is a window facing you. So that is the description number 1. To the right of that is a dresser and a television. That is the description number 2. And on the other side of the window is my bed. So that is the description number 3. So that's spatial descriptive writing. Now, it's time to bring you to a more practical way of using what you have learned through the following activity. So, all you have to do are read the passages, then analyze how the text is structured. Create a group of 5, then discuss among the group your individual analysis of the passage. Then present your best answer by placing the information from the text into its appropriate graphic organizer. Remember to focus on the main idea of each sentence. Now, let me gauge your understanding and proficiency on text structure with the following performance task. Directions. Read the following passages, then determine its appropriate text structure. Put the information from each passage into the appropriate graphic organizer. So I will provide you with a passage, and you have to determine the appropriate text structure of that passage. And then, create a graphic organizer that suits the text structure of the passage, such as the example displayed on your screen. But before you accomplish the performance task, please read the rubric displayed on your screen. Your performance will be rated according to the following criteria: text structure, graphic organizer, and plus factor. You may start now. Now, it's time to wrap up what you have learned after taking up this lesson by answering the following questions. 1. What is text structure? 2. What are the different patterns of organization? 3. Why is it important to master the text structure? Now, let me evaluate your learning and progress through this short quiz. Directions. Read each item carefully. Then on a separate 1/4 sheet of paper, write the letter of the correct answer. You may start now.